Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I have something a little unusual for you. I'm going to talk about a camera, and you know I'm a fan of mobile cameras, compact action cameras, and this one came to me courtesy of the guys at GearBest. They reached out to me and said we want to do some kind of cross promotion, and I checked out their site. They have a lot of action cameras, so that was right in my wheelhouse. You know I'm a huge fan of the Mobius cameras. I've been looking at this C3 by Innovv for a while, and when they reached out to me I said let me try that camera out. So here it is. Let's open it up, see what's inside, and how I think there's a lot of application for this type of camera in Airsoft. Alright, so this is exactly what you get. I believe I got the retail version of the camera. There's nothing special here. It's just the C3, and this is the wide angle 120-degree lens. I haven't really opened this. It's all packaged. So this is what you get. There's your camera on top. Looking at the camera, you can see it's pretty small, and I'm going to be comparing it against the Mobius because in my opinion they're in the same category. So side by side you can see they're pretty similar in size. Looks like the Mobius is a little thicker, but the Innovv is a little longer. So I think volume wise they probably just disperse about the same amount of volume. 3 buttons on the side here. Unlike the Mobius, this Innovv has a slider here, and I think that's mostly meant for dash recording. It has a light feature. It has a recycle recording, which it'll keep going over and over stuff endlessly and keep recording over the footage, and then it has regular recording. So for our purposes it's always the regular recording, but as you can tell it has no lens, so that's actually what makes this camera special. It's a snake camera, or bullet camera I think it's called. And in here is the lens. As you can see, it's on the wire, and then it has an HDMI out here that plugs into the camera, and that just popped out the back of the camera when I plugged it in. Jeez, oh my god, this is crappy construction. Alright, well that's a poor start. This actually is a cracked unit here, so that's kind of disappointing. So it looks like mine's a bit faulty, but luckily if you put it in this case here, which it's probably going to end up in anyway, this clip case, that keeps it from all the internals from moving, so that sort of negates that problem, but still something to consider. Anyway, let's push forward. So the clip's there so you could store the recording unit somewhere else remotely when your lens or recording piece here is on the remote line. The idea is you would obviously have this somewhere and this somewhere else, probably on your body, like on your gear or in your pocket, something like that. So you get the clip, the camera, the lens here. I'm going to plug it in just so you kind of get the idea of what the camera looks like, and it clips in really well. Then you also get this head mounting piece. So this piece is meant to go over your ears, and it has a spot here to clip the camera into. Then there's a sticky back swivel mount onto a flat surface. You got a handlebar mount. You could possibly mount this on the front of a gun on the barrel, and it's got adjustability. You have another sticky back mount, but it also has some openings for something to loop through, like Velcro or zip tie, I suppose. And then you have a bunch of cables, and it even comes with a microphone, and that goes into the spot back here in the back. I do understand the little charging unit back here is not the common sort of USB style. It's its own thing, so they give you plenty of cables. It's just a little inconvenient. Alright, I'm not going to go into too much detail on this stuff because there's a great video by a guy named Techmoan. I'll put a link to him, and he goes over all the little accessories and video samples. But I can tell you from seeing his footage, it's comparable to the Mobius. So now let's talk about the feature that really makes it unique and how we could apply it to Airsoft. The biggest selling point of this camera is the remote line lens, which makes it a small unit you actually need to have somewhere where you want to record, and then you can keep all the guts somewhere out of the way and minimize your profile, hopefully. To me in Airsoft, recording stuff is keep it as small as possible. That's why I'm a fan of the Mobius cameras, because it's so small. I could get 2 of them on here and not really attract too much attention, like having 2 contours or having a GoPro sticking out sideways. This even makes it even smaller compared to like the Mobius. This is all the profile that it prints. It's very small. Of course, you do have to have the unit housed somewhere, so it adds some problems. But you could easily put the recording piece somewhere in here, or maybe on like a flashlight mount or a laser mount, probably because of the size. Or even run it to the front here and have a nice true muzzle cam. And I might come up with some mounts myself for this camera because I think it has some good potential. The little problem that bugs me is the wire is really long, which it's longer than pretty much any gun even. So put it on the gun, you do have to deal with this wire somewhere. It does come with an even longer wire. I think there's a 6-foot version and a 3-foot version. So this is the shortest one you could get. But you know, you could get creative, wrap it around, make it look cool. Another option is maybe a hat mount. I'm thinking of coming up with a mount that puts it right here in the center, and then you could run this around the hat, maybe down your shirt, around your back, or through your gear, and then have the recording unit somewhere completely out of the way. So now you only have this small little very light unit on the front. It's not weighing you down, it's not adding extra momentum when you're running, and you still get that true point of view. It sits really low on the hat, really close to the bill. So it would be a really good option as a hat camera perhaps. Another thing that actually had me excited about this is the shoulder camera. I know I created one with the Mobius, but it was a lot of work because the Mobius is not really designed to have a remote lens, and the connection's flimsy. I actually had to redo it once because the wire that was running from the unit to the lens corrupted. So I had to take everything apart, rebuild it, and it was a real pain, and I definitely don't want to go through that again. So I'm thinking of maybe designing up a shoulder mount that incorporates this, because it's very light and it could hang out here and then attach to your clothes and maybe make a mass-produced 3D mount. So let me know what you guys think about that idea. Still thinking of some cool ways to do something with this camera. Like I mentioned, there's a few options: gun camera, hat camera, shoulder camera. I'll see what makes the most sense, and I'm always coming up with some kind of ideas, and it's nice to have that flexibility of having a camera that records in full HD. It's very small, and you have the remote line. This gives you that option in a very small, affordable package. This camera as is from GearBest is $130, and it comes with all the accessories here. So compared to the Mobius, which is less expensive but only comes with the camera and the mount pretty much. So big shout out to the guys at GearBest for sending me this product, letting me try it, and I'll definitely have some more videos in the future where I incorporate it to something cool and something that really takes advantage of this remote line capability. Thanks for watching, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.